My name is Katherine Smits. I'm a former clinical social worker. I worked for 20 years with veterans and their families. Had a very satisfying career, but had to retire early so I could pursue my obsession with writing. Well, I have 2 published right now. I have another one scheduled for publication in March. And yes, I plan to write many more books. I have more ideas than I will probably ever have years left in my life to keep writing. I became interested in writing, honestly, in elementary school. I tried to write my first novel in elementary school. It didn't go very far, but I just always knew that I wanted to write. And then when I got into high school, one of my creative writing teachers picked my short story as one that he thought would be worthy of publication. We worked on trying to get it published. We never did. And then I was the editor of the school yearbook when I was a senior in high school, so there's always been writing in my life. My books are paranormal romances. So there are a lot of things I can't research because I have to make it up in my head. But honestly, I take a lot of personal experiences with relationships, with people that I know that, you know, some of their personality quirks make it into my characters and things like that. So there's always a mix. I write in a spare bedroom that we have converted to an office in my house. It has bookshelves that line the walls, floor-to-ceiling books. There's a daybed for naps. And my desk faces a window, so I can look out at the green space across the street. And it's a beautiful, peaceful place. I love writing there. But if I could ever have the opportunity to go to Key West and write in Ernest Hemingway's study, I would be there in a minute. I've been most inspired by actually 3 local authors. Loretta Rogers, Flossie Benton Rogers, and Dylan Newton, all published authors from the Homosassa area, and they encouraged me and helped me along the way and really, really inspired me to believe that I could do it. My favorite library memory, there are very, very many of them because the libraries have always been a haven to me my whole life. But my very favorite memory is when I was in elementary school, and once a week my mother would take me to the library when we went grocery shopping. And the library in Tarpon Springs at that time was located on the bayou. There was a sidewalk that ran all the way around the bayou, and the library was on one side. And you could look out at the water. You felt like you were in a park. And when I would go there, I would check out, I think the maximum at the time was 6 books. And they used to look at me like, you're going to read all those books, but it never lasted a whole week. So I couldn't wait to go back the next week. I think libraries will continue to use more and more computers, to have more and more access to computers for people, for patrons. I think they'll continue to be a space where people can meet and work together on projects, learn from each other. I think there'll be many more educational opportunities and social opportunities as well. The first thing I would say is if you want to improve your writing skills, read. Read everything. Read your genre, read out of your genre, read nonfiction, read the newspaper, read the back of a cereal box, read the advertising in your local paper, because everything you read will help you and give you ideas for other things. And the other thing I would suggest is before you get to where you've published a book, start with social media. Have a website, have a Facebook presence, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, you name it, whatever the new thing is next year. Our writers have to have a social media presence, and the sooner you start, the better off you are.